Thank you for joining us live here on Republic TV on Budget Day Live. All through the morning, since 7 a.m. we've been live on the budget coverage. But tonight at 7 p.m. on This Is Exclusive, we're getting you an exclusive news break which is being reported in the Indian media for the first time. Republic Bangla has been leading this story, and Republic TV is getting you some exclusive details from Bangladesh. Believe it or not, it's all happening. What we predicted a few days back, we'll tell you about that in just a few seconds. Here are the headlines this evening.
Now happy to announce that there will be no income tax payable up to income of 12 lakh rupees.
No tax for income up to 12.75 lakh rupees. Tax relief for the middle class will, in all likelihood, boost the GDP. A slew of reforms announced by the government. Electric vehicles, leather, lithium-ion batteries are cheaper. Big push for the electric vehicle industry.
मैं वित्त मंत्री निर्मला सीतारमण जी और उनकी पूरी टीम को इस जनता जनार्दन का बजट, पीपल्स का बजट, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं।
Prime Minister Modi congratulating the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, saying that this budget puts more money in the hands of the people. Muhammad Yunus, fluke head of Bangladesh, could be on his way out. Exclusive details breaking in a few minutes.
दिल्ली में 3G की सरकार चल रही है। पहले जी से है घोटाले वाली सरकार, दूसरे जी से है घुसपैठियों को पनाह देने वाली सरकार, और तीसरे जी से है घपले करने वाली सरकार।
Battle for Delhi heating up 4 days before the national capital votes. BJP versus up. Gloves are off. And getting you the big breaking news update on This Is Exclusive. Ladies and gentlemen, he became the fluke head of Bangladesh through a coup that was engineered. And the fluke head of Bangladesh, Muhammad Yunus, is on his way out, in all likelihood, expecting a reverse coup in the making in Bangladesh. Getting in news from highly placed sources that Muhammad Yunus's aides in Bangladesh, his ministers have begun booking business class tickets with their families, extra luggage booked on these flights, getting ready to flee to Sweden. My colleague Mayuk joining us with details as we break the story from Republic Bangla. Mayuk, has Yunus booked his ticket yet?
Well, Niranjan, not yet, and we are getting information from the office of Yunus only, highly placed sources inside Yunus' office. They are sensing some major reshuffle in Yunus' office, and a hectic parley is going on. What we are getting in from our sources today is a working day in Bangladesh. Saturday and Sunday is a working day, and Friday is a holiday in Bangladesh. Hectic parleys going on in Bangladesh. Top officers and specifically with the Chief Advisor's office. We have come to know from our sources that business class tickets have been booked by very VVIP, very, very influential persons in Muhammad Yunus government and those who are in the helm of power. And this specific tickets are being booked from Dhaka to European countries. And most importantly, what you said is a reverse coup. Yunus is sensing a reverse coup. General Walker right now is at the helm of power in Bangladesh army. But there can be a reverse coup, and that led by the army can be dangerous for Muhammad Yunus, and that's what he's sensing. Muhammad Yunus knows that he doesn't have the majority, he doesn't have the mandate, he doesn't even have the people's support. BNP, the major opposition party right now in Bangladesh, is against Muhammad Yunus right now. And most importantly, the advisors, the student advisors, they are also planning to leave the cabinet right now and start separate parties. What we are getting in from our sources, major student faces like Sarjis Imam, like Hasnat Abdullah and Asif, they are going to resign in some days or the other in very short time. And now what we are getting in is that Muhammad Yunus is in touch with his bosses in American deep state, and he may now travel again, and then he may settle in a European country, leave Bangladesh to its fate. Niranjan.
Thank you for that. Mayuk, I have a report as well. I want to play out that report. Run, Yunus, Run is going to be the name of this movie that lasted a little less than 6 months in Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina, ousted, is currently in exile somewhere in the national capital region in the NCR, according to top place sources. And will she be booking her flights to Dhaka soon? Breaking news update from highly placed sources that Yunus could be on the way out. He could be on the way out, and he's the puppet of the deep state, confirmed a few days back with the visit of Alexander Soros, son of George Soros, to Dhaka. Perhaps that was the last time that the deep state had its rendezvous with Yunus, and it's all coming back to square one for him. Here's a report on what you can expect in the next few days.
Has the change of guard in Washington, D.C. made the interim Yunus regime in Dhaka jittery? A known lackey of the Democrats, is Yunus under fresh pressure? With the economy tanking and the GDP on a free fall, is the interim leader of Bangladesh fearing a fresh uprising? Republic has learned from a top source that Yunus is sensing a fresh people's uprising on the streets of Dhaka and across Bangladesh. Yunus is back in Dhaka currently after a trip abroad. Republic has exclusively learned that a raft of business class air tickets has been booked, fueling speculations that Yunus and his hardcore loyalists could be shifting abroad. According to top sources, the recent proactiveness in the country's armed forces has also raised fears of a fresh coup. Sources claim that Yunus is facing mounting public anger for running the economy to the ground. Significantly, the scoop follows a headline-grabbing meeting between Yunus and Alex Soros, the son of American billionaire George Soros and chairman of Open Society Foundation. The meeting gave rise to further speculation if Yunus was switching to a plan B after the Trump administration cut its funding support to Dhaka. A weakening economy and rising fanaticism in the country has spawned global concerns. India earlier called on the interim Yunus administration to do what's necessary to curb targeted attacks on Hindus and religious minorities in Bangladesh. As dissent grows and the economy slips further, Yunus may well have seen the writing on the wall.
Okay, I have with me someone from Sheikh Hasina's party joining us on the broadcast, Shafiul Alam Chowdhury. Shafiul Alam Chowdhury Nadel is the organizing secretary of the Bangladeshi Awami League. Shafiul, we're getting in these reports that there could be a reverse coup. Are you or your party aware of this, Shafiul?
Yes. Everybody knows Mr. George Soros is very close to Biden government. Mm-hmm. He and his son, they involved illegally correspond to change many of government, they invest lots of money, billion money for change the democratic government in various countries. We think Mr. George Soros and Alex, they are involved with Mr. Yunus to change our Awami League government. We are very worried because they are not good people for Bangladesh. There are lots of bad records. In this time, Mr. Trump also know, and they investigate for everything.
No, but are you aware of this news that we are picking up? We at Republic TV, the Republic Media Network.
Yes.
No, we have confirmation. We have confirmation that some
Indian electronic print media
how many ministers in the Yunus government have booked their tickets to Europe? And where in Europe? We are hearing Sweden. What are you hearing? Where are they going?
We had more than 50 advisor and so-called student leaders. They book ticket and they get the US visa.
US visa?
US visa, yes.
But how will they get a US visa now? I mean, did they already have a US visa? Are you saying that they will get a US visa? Or they are attempting for a US visa?
No, they get the US visa.
They've already got it.
The US
oh,
visa.
they've already got a US
Yes.
visa. And you're saying that they could be going to the US. But why would
Maybe.
they do that? Isn't the
Maybe.
Trump administration there?
They try to save exit.
Exit, okay.
But I think Mr. Trump or Trump government would not welcome them because they are involved various jongi activities in Bangladesh and others.
So does your party have any role to play in this? Does Sheikh Hasina's party have any role to play in this? Are you aware of any attempts even by the army? Because we're hearing that the army is also holding meetings back to back in Bangladesh.
Look, after 1971, our liberation war, the Bangladesh army will started their journey. We hopefully they did not against the Bangladeshi people or Bangladesh interests. I think they will play their good role because in this time, all our Bangladeshi people are very much annoyed Yunus government.
Yes. And my last question to you, Shafiul, where is Sheikh Hasina right now, and is she in touch with her entire party? Are you regrouping as a party? Have you held a meeting as a party, as a united party?
Yes, she is now in Delhi, and all my thanks for Indian people, Indian governments, and all Indian political party. They support our Prime Minister and our party president, Awami League president, Bangabandhu daughter, Sheikh Hasina. She is right now staying in Delhi. He joined all our party leaders and abroad in Bangladesh and in our country.
Okay. Thank you for joining us, Shafiul. That's the big breaking story on Republic. Muhammad Yunus sensing a reverse coup in Bangladesh. Many of his aides have booked tickets already to Europe, parts of Europe. Some have booked their business class tickets to Sweden, some with their families in tow. Many more have ensured that there's space for extra luggage. We're hearing that on their business tickets, they've bought extra, baggage space so that they can leave bag and baggage. And these are puppets of the US deep state, which is now being dismantled by Trump. Biden's gone, deep state being dismantled, and Yunus's aides on the way out. Let's move on now. And the next big story on This Is Exclusive, ladies and gentlemen, 24 hours back on This Is Exclusive, we brought you details and interviews of MLAs who resigned from Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal's party. 8 MLAs resigning minutes within each other. And within 24 hours, all of them have joined the BJP. Now, yesterday I asked one of those MLAs whether he will be joining the BJP in a few hours. He said no. But it appears that turncoats in the Aam Aadmi Party, rebel MLAs who quit and have now joined the BJP within 24 hours, typically who you refer to as political turncoats. They're the Aam Aadmi turncoats now in the BJP. We spoke to 4 of these Aam Aadmi turncoats. Listen in.
एक तरफ अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के झूठ और उनके नाकामियां हैं, दूसरी तरफ जो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने देश का जो गौरव बढ़ाया है वो हमारे सामने था। और ख़ास तौर से आज जो अभी तक हम घुटन महसूस कर रहे थे आम आदमी पार्टी के अंदर, जो अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने हर वर्ग को धोखा देने का काम किया, खास तौर से जिस परिवार से आता हूँ, जिस दबे कुचले समाज से, दलित समाज से, वाल्मीकि समाज से मैं आता हूँ, आज हमारे समाज को सबसे ज़्यादा धोखा देने का काम किसी ने किया तो वो यही आम आदमी पार्टी, यही आपदा रही है।
अरविंद केजरीवाल अपने आप को सबसे कट्टर ईमानदार कहते हैं, लेकिन क्या वो जिस तरीके से आप आरोप लगा रहे हैं, क्या वो कट्टर ईमानदार हैं?
देखिए, कोई भी ईमानदार आदमी अपने आपको ये नहीं बोलेगा जी मैं ईमानदार हूँ। उनके कार्यशैली के अंदर, उनके काम के अंदर ईमानदारी दिखनी चाहिए। आज लगातार एक कार्यकर्ता की तरह जितने घुटन महसूस कर रहे थे कि जो आदमी आपको कहता था कि सादगी का जो अपना आपको मॉडल दिखाते थे कि मुझसे बड़ा सादा आदमी कोई नहीं है, 5 रुपये का रेनॉल्ड्स का पेन लगाकर जो घूमते थे, आज उसके टॉयलेट करोड़ों रुपये के टॉयलेट बना रहे हैं, करोड़ों रुपए के पर्दे लगा रहे हैं, शीश महल बना रहे हैं। तो एक कार्यकर्ता अपना को सोच रहे हैं कि यार ये इनको ये लग्जरी देने के लिए क्या हमने पार्टी खड़ी करी थी? क्या उनको व्यक्तिगत तौर से वो उनको ये शीश महल बनाने के लिए हमने पार्टी खड़ी करी थी?
जो आप आरोप लगा रहे थे आम आदमी पार्टी को लेकर के, क्या उस तरह की दिक्कत आपको नई पार्टी में नहीं होगी?
देखिए, आम आदमी पार्टी का उदय अन्ना आंदोलन से हुआ था और दिल्ली में भ्रष्टाचार समाप्त करने के लिए हुआ था। आज आम आदमी पार्टी भ्रष्टाचार बिल्कुल कम नहीं कर पाई, बल्कि भ्रष्टाचार में लिप्त हो गई है। चारों तरफ आम आदमी पार्टी का भ्रष्टाचार ही दिख रहा है। चाहे वो आज चुनाव लड़ रहे जितने भी कैंडिडेट्स हैं उनके बारे में आप जान लें कि बहुत सारे भ्रष्ट जो कैंडिडेट्स हैं वो आज चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं। तो आज आम आदमी पार्टी भ्रष्टाचार का पर्याय बन गई है। तो आम आदमी पार्टी जो दिल्ली वालों ने चुना था, जो 2 बार सरकार बनी, वो इसीलिए चुना था कि आम आदमी पार्टी भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ एक आंदोलन से उभरी है और ये भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ काम करेगी।
लेकिन केजरीवाल तो अपने आप को कट्टर ईमानदार कहते हैं और आप इतना गंभीर आरोप लगा रहे हैं, ऐसा क्यों?
देखिए, बिल्कुल आज पूरे आम आदमी पार्टी में किसी को भी आप देखो, चाहे वो शराब घोटाला भी तो एक करप्शन का मुद्दा है, कितना बड़ा केस है। इसके अलावा भी जितने भी भ्रष्टाचारी हैं वो आम आदमी पार्टी में लेके चुनाव लड़ाए जा रहे हैं। अन्ना आंदोलन के समय के जितने भी लोग हैं, चाहे मदन लाल जी हैं, आपका गिरीश सोनी साहब है, 2013 में भी मंत्री थे, ये सब लोग अन्ना आंदोलन से जुड़े हुए लोगों को हटा के आज भ्रष्टाचारियों को ले लिया गया, उनसे पैसे ले लिए गए, उनको चुनाव लड़ाया जा रहा है।
मदन लाल जी, आपसे कल भी मुलाकात हुई थी जब आप पुरानी पार्टी को छोड़ तो नई पार्टी आज आपने ज्वाइन की। क्या बदलाव देखने को दिल्ली में मिलेगा? और जो आप आरोप आम आदमी पार्टी को लेकर के कह रहे थे कि काफी भ्रष्टाचार में लिप्त है, क्या ये पहले आपको नहीं दिखा था? जब आपने ये त्यागपत्र दिया तभी आपको ये दिखने लगा कि आम आदमी पार्टी इतनी भ्रष्ट है?
देखिए, जिस समय पार्टी ने टिकटों का बंटवारा किया और पार्टी ने ऐसे लोगों को टिकट दिया जिनकी शकल भी पहले पार्टी में नहीं थी, जो कभी पार्टी में मौजूद ही नहीं थे, जिन लोगों ने पार्टी में कभी भी अपना आस्था नहीं दिखाई, अचानक एक रात को आए, अचानक टिकट मिली, तो लगता है, शक होता है कि पार्टी अब अपने रास्ते से भटक गई है। और पार्टी ने जिन मूल्यों और सिद्धांतों की बात करते हुए दिल्ली में लोगों से मदद मांगकर सत्ता हथियाई थी, पार्टी आज उसके लिए नहीं काम कर रही है, बल्कि केवल अपने भले के लिए काम कर रही है। इसलिए हमने आम आदमी पार्टी में विश्वास खो दिया था। कल हमने इसीलिए इस्तीफा दिया था और आज चूंकि हमारा सेवा करने की इच्छा है, हम आम आदमी पार्टी में भी रहकर सेवा कर रहे थे, पर आज पार्टी को सेवा की जरूरत नहीं है, बल्कि सामान की जरूरत है, और वो सामान हर एक आदमी मुहैया नहीं कराता, लिहाजा हमने उस पार्टी का दामन छोड़ दिया है।
आप नई पार्टी आपने ज्वाइन की, और क्योंकि हमने सुना कि आपदा को छोड़ करके अब दिल्ली को आपदा मुक्त बनाने के लिए आपने भाजपा को ज्वाइन किया है।
देखिए, ये नई पार्टी नहीं है, ये विश्व की सबसे बड़ी पार्टी है। यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री हमारे आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी, जिन्होंने बहुत अच्छे काम किए, देश को आगे बढ़ाने का काम किया। आज हमारी इकोनॉमी जो है वर्ल्ड में नंबर 1 की तरफ बढ़ रही है। अभी हम तीसरे नंबर पे पहुंचने वाले हैं। आपदा हमने इसलिए छोड़ी, आज आपदा नाम लिया जा रहा है। इसी आम आदमी पार्टी की स्थापना हमने की थी। एक एक आदमी को जोड़ के हमने बनाया था। अरविंद केजरीवाल को कोई जानता नहीं था, उसका नाम हमने आगे खड़ा किया था। लेकिन हमने जिस अरविंद केजरीवाल के साथ यात्रा शुरू की थी, वो अरविंद केजरीवाल आप नहीं रहे। पहले वो ईमानदार थे, आज वो सबसे बड़े बेईमान हो चुके हैं, सबसे ज़्यादा झूठ बोलने वाले हो चुके हैं। इसीलिए हमने आम आदमी पार्टी छोड़ी है और बीजेपी को ज्वाइन किया है।
Okay, so Budget Day Live, and the biggest takeaway from the budget presented by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has been the bonanza for the middle class, and what the government has done by increasing the tax rebate limit. In fact, if you earn tax income of up to 12 lakh rupees, you will not have to pay any taxes. In fact, it's 12.75 lakh if you add the additional 75 lakh rebate that you have. But it's the biggest tax break in history. My colleague Abhishek Kapoor spoke to Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri on what this means for one, the middle class, and two, India's growth story.
I was asking, sir, why it took so much time for this big announcement to come in? Like for the last 3-4 budgets, just ahead of the elections particularly, we were hoping that this middle class tax cut announcement would come. It has come finally.
Abhishek ji, there is a time and context for everything. You had in the previous budgets the capital expenditure increasing by 30% almost on a year after year basis. And insofar as the tax exemption for the middle class is concerned, I mean, it's a question of a call, whether you wanted to do it before the 24 elections or after. But, you know, at the end of the day, I am one of those who saying, Abhi aaya, you know, we are welcoming it even though it has come at this stage. And it is going to be widely welcomed, not because of the announcement in this budget, but this was preceded a few days ago by a cabinet decision on the announcement of the appointment of a pay commission. Now we have come a very long way on boosting the income of salaried middle classes. You know, when I first started working in the year 1974, my basic pay was 400 rupees, both in the university and when I joined the government as a foreign service probationer.
Yeah.
हम कहाँ के कहाँ पहुँच गए? At that time, in Indira ji's time, the maximum tax rate was 97%. If you earned 12 lakhs of rupees, you paid 11,29,000 as tax. Look at that situation and look at the situation now. And the government has to be equally conscious of, you know, 3 free meals of dry ration in a day for as a part of the pandemic. That is continuing. We are supplying gas cylinders at 500 rupees to the beneficiaries of the Ujjwala scheme. So all in all, I can tell you, we are in a situation where today this relief for the middle class, particularly this tax exemption limit, which has gone up from 7 lakh to 12 lakhs. It was 2.5 lakhs in 2014, and this has come. So this is a tipping point, and it is a sure step and boost towards making India a Viksit Bharat, which is Modi ji's sankalp.